Hello, what's up, guys? Can you hear me? Yes, I think you can. We're starting a little bit earlier today, but I think that's fine. I wanted to start a little bit earlier since I was feeling a little meh today, and I'm like, okay, I should play some chess. I should definitely play some chess. So here I am. How are all of you doing? Hi, Bill. Good to see you. Hi, Ray. It's been a minute. How are you? Hello, hello. How's life been, man? Hi, Mickey. Hi, Rave. Isn't that just so fun to say? Like that's got to be like my what is that called? Like you know how Nike has just do it? Well, this chess channel can have this that. What is that called again? Hello, Jesse. Hello, Junka. Hi, Chrome. Hi, Sasa. Hello, hello. First time watching your stream. So I'll be doing some endgame tonight and then 1510. Hi, Soul Crusher. Hello, Naresh. Good to see you. Hi, everybody else. Hi, Jonathan. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Hi, Aaron. Hello, hello. Like a motto? Is that what you would call it? I thought that there was a different word than motto. Or like a slogan? Is that the word? Don't know why I forgot the word. It left my mind. But I am quite sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, yes, a short and striking or memorable phrase used in advertising. It'll be a slogan. This, that. A tagline. I think tagline works as well, actually. Some life lessons. You should go to the other channel. Actually, I was doing a lot of research on IQ last night because the conversation on stream, hi Mafia, got me very interested and I learned so many interesting things. I was going to wait until tomorrow to present it because I want to go through the information all over again and create a mind map. That way, like, I have bullet points for these conversations. So I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but like I learned a lot of interesting stuff for sure. And I thought that like overall there's a lot to be learned from IQ and the research on IQ. And I'm very excited. I was actually thinking about making a video on it. Saw a familiar face. Yeah, how many familiar faces still stream, Ray? I honestly don't really like go on Twitch anymore. So I'm curious if a lot of people are. I am doing very well, I would say. I'm working on a new channel and that's been going very well. I'm actually through 200 hours away from being monetized. Like the last video I released, it gained me, I think, almost 3,000 watch hours. So I'm very happy about that because I can finally monetize that channel and make money from both channels. So pretty stoked. So I did send the next video off to the editor, but she lives in Kiev and I know that there was a recent strike, I think last night, from Russia. So I think that like half of Kiev lost power. So I'm kind of waiting on the video. I don't know if that had an impact. She mentioned she's been working on the open or the hook a lot, so it's fair. But that next video on mind mapping should be released in the next few days. Hi, Bank. Yeah, she said she was doing okay. I know she has a son and she's married, I believe. So, you know, sad. 125 IQ, cool. Is that true? You're 2300. A lot of you are pretty high rated. Good on you. I'll be doing endgames first today. I always try to do endgames because I do think that it helps me a lot in order to build that those patterns. So I'm gonna, continue doing that. Denzel, thank you. I'm really looking forward to it too because I worked really hard on that video. So I hope that I was able to show, I guess I was able to like portray the vision that I had for the video, or show the, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to actually like follow what I was trying to go for. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but you get what I'm saying. Cause like with these videos, because they're so dense, the most important thing is being able to simplify enough without losing important information. Without losing important information. And so I really focus on doing that. And I've been getting better and better at that. Like, I think the last year that's been the goal. It's like, how do I not make the video surface level, but at the same time not too dense where you don't actually gain much value from it. And so with mind mapping, it's actually a very dense topic. It's a very dense tool because it's made up of many parts. And so I really focus on breaking down those parts and breaking down the research because I thought that the research was really important in understanding mind mapping. And I think that's why a lot of people struggle with mind mapping is because if you don't really understand a cognitive process behind everything, it's not as easy to apply. Like, it's easy to skip things. So like I focus on explaining why each step is important. So we'll see how it comes together. Well, I would start with Russian, like, because I already know it. I just need to review, but like I don't know, I need to find somebody to speak with because you have to practice active recall. And then I would probably I'm not sure. I feel like it'd be fun to learn Italian or French because I already studied French too, or I don't know, like Mandarin or something like that, but I feel like that'd be pretty difficult. Hello, Mozart. I read them both. I have a multi-chat tool. Yeah, she said they're doing well, so I'm glad to hear that. It's not so high for genius, I see. Oh, perfect, thank you. I have to look at some of your work too. Maybe I'll consider it because I'm happy with her at the moment, but maybe if I'm releasing more and more videos, I might need it. I don't really watch Star Wars or anything like that too much, so none. I like Doctor Who. That's like the closest thing I've watched that is like Star Wars in a weird way. I mean, they sometimes, travel outside of Earth. Hi CG, but that's it. That's it. Good to see you guys. Hello, hello. I was very happy with the last game for chess yesterday and the day before that too. Like, hi Dax, good to have you here. How's it going? Welcome. Because do you prefer? Well, let me tell you. So with Twitch, there's not really a real algorithm from what I can tell. Like, you don't really get pushed that much. I don't know how it works. With YouTube, there's a lot of potential for your channel to be seen. Twitch isn't like that. I've been streaming on Twitch for a long time. I don't remember the last time it's been like that. Maybe when I first started, but now it's pretty dead in that aspect. Like, it's not like you're not going to gain much new viewers from it. I think Twitch is good if you already have viewers elsewhere, like a follower, or followage elsewhere, like on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Maybe Twitch is better, but if you're starting from scratch, I would argue YouTube is probably more innovative for streaming. Although I would also mention that you should probably eventually, this is too complicated, but like look into cross-streaming, cross-platform streaming, because then, you could basically stream in multiple platforms. But for the sake of keeping it simple, I would say start with YouTube. Good afternoon, guys. Hi, Calvin. Hi, Press. Hello, Raphael. Yeah, it definitely comes off follower base just from my experience. What's up, Spin? You made it. How's it going? Did you go on a walk today? It's freezing. I went outside to grab some coffee and I was like, no, this isn't working out. I'm gonna get my coffee and run back in and stay inside all day. It was like 18 degrees earlier. No problem. Hello, Gemma. Hello, hello. Oh, you were walking out? How was it? Did you have a good time? Mm-hmm. It's so cold. Feels like 13. So cold. People from Chicago are like, that's a joke. Hello, Hunter. Yeah, there's always one freaking person in freaking like flip-flops and shorts for some reason. I don't know why, but You know what I mean? Like that seems to be how it goes, so not good at all. All the way up to his knees. Hmm. Cold. Alrighty. Oh, Swift, we started playing 1510 again, and the games have just been so much more fun. So I think it's been good. I haven't really climbed much, but like the game quality has increased and definitely makes me happier. So yeah, overall, good. Ego thing? Is it really an ego thing? How do you do it? Like, don't you freeze? Is it worth the ego? Your night watches? Oh, hello, Caesar. What time is it for you? Yeah, I'm not going outside. I don't want any more cold sores, especially after they denied my request for medication for my cold sores. Yeah, yeah. So we've been doing Endgame as well. Hey, Dumbo, thank you. I honestly did not realize until Bill said that I hit 25K on Twitch, but like that also shows you how bad Twitch has gotten. I'll be honest with that. Like it took a long time to go from 24 to 25. You know, like on YouTube you can go from 24 to 25 within freaking month if you grind it out. On Twitch, you know, it's gonna take you like a year sometimes. It's pretty crazy. Hi, Lucas. Hello, hello. 10 p.m. Not bad, not bad. I've been trying to sleep earlier. Yeah, yeah, you probably will. You know, a big part of it's learning from it too. Like, the most important thing when it comes to streaming is just starting it. Not worrying too much about quality, but starting it because streaming has this like extra layer of complexity, which is that you need to get comfortable showing your face and having your face on screen and talking to a live audience. So there's a lot of technical stuff to worry about, but that's not the only thing. And that's why it's just better to start and build as you go instead of try to perfect it and then stream. So that's what I did. Like my first stream, like my background was my microphone, my camera, everything was just like so low quality. And look where I'm at now. But it took a while. So you just got to start from somewhere. And you know, think about what you want to gain from live streaming too. Because I think that there's definitely certain things that there's like a benefit of live streaming, and one of them is perhaps working on your communication skills a bit, which is very important. You know, that's nice. And community building is one, and that's pretty, yeah, on-job learning, which is how, you know, most of us learn. Like you apply it, you know, and then you learn more, regardless of people tell you a lot of times. Yeah, exactly. It can be. So like there's definitely pros of streaming. It doesn't bother you, albeit shallow practice. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that actually. Your speech impediment, is that something you can work on? I don't know too much about that, but I'm really curious if like I just know based on like presentation when it comes to speech, because I've had to practice the last year and I had to do quite a bit of research as well. You know, for those videos, as you guys see, you know, in my other channel, like the presenting has improved a lot. And there's certain things I'm working on at the moment for sure. And one of them is breathing properly when I'm presenting, because I'm not the best at that. So I've been practicing that. And one thing I had to work on for a while was lazy tongue to avoid slurring my words and like actually practice. You know, I would do warm-ups. Like for a while I did warm-ups every single day. Like I forgot what the warm-ups were, like tongue twisters and stuff like that, in order to work on lazy tongue and just slurring my words overall. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I don't know too much about that, I wonder. I don't. I just, a lot of people have lazy tongue, like where you don't fully say your words, like you don't enunciate. And it's okay in like casual conversations, but it's not okay for presenting or teaching. Who's Valentino? Oh, seriously, died? Okay, well, I do know who that is. Oh wow, how old? Okay, Dumbo. And speak minion language? What? There's always exceptions, anomalies. I'll start playing soon. I'll start with Endgame though. Oh, you're a medical nurse. You do a lot. Nice. Wow, 93? Dude, that's pretty dope to live to 93. I mean, as long as like you're not other people aren't forced to take care of you, because then yeah, that kind of sucks. Da, da. Wow, that's wild. Rip, very rip. But you know, he lived a long life, so that's good. You know, good on him, and like a better life than most people, being a famous fashion designer. I used to want to be a fashion designer. I went to school for a while for fashion design. So I did learn how to sew, I learned textiles, I learned all that fun stuff. I ended up switching to computer science, which is hilarious, but switched around for a while. I still appreciate it. It's something that I want to get back into eventually, but like I'm one of those people who just has too many hobbies. Oh, okay, fair enough. An exception though. But you're right, streaming is a little different. You know, with streaming, I think that's stuff you can get away with in education and presenting, you know, especially in front of an audience in public. Those things are harder to get away with because they're I think it has something to do with the overall stage, the room, the environment, where voice travels differently than like on camera. So you need to be able to really enunciate and avoid slurring. I think that's what I've learned so far, I think. Like it something to do with, you know, the overall room. So it's pretty interesting. I don't know if I have a favorite clothing brand. I actually tend to shop boutiques because they fit me best and they're always much more stylish for around the same price. Oh, I love that too, actually, Sasa. My other channel's focused on that. Mm. So so cool. Like imagine living that type of life, right, Dumbo? Designing dresses for all these very famous people. So yeah, we'll do some end games today. So we can probably move on to that. Oh, well, oh my gosh. English, from what I know, is a really difficult language to learn because a lot of things aren't the most logical. Like, you know, that's what I've learned with English. And definitely agree with that because English isn't my first language. I actually moved here when I was 5.5. So I remember I did struggle with learning for a while just because I didn't understand the language well. It took me a long time actually to like really grasp everything. Didn't manage to do it, but like it's interesting because I was actually looking into that as well, and like into something not being your first language and how it affects learning. So interesting you bring it up, but yeah, with English, I really don't have any tips. I'm not the right person to ask for that because it's just not something like I know much about. Just because I was still young when I came here, so I ended up learning it over time. But I never like put a conscious effort to learn, if that makes sense. Forget chess. Well, they're very similar if you think about it. First language. Well, my both my parents spoke Russian. My dad spoke Romanian and Ukrainian. My mom spoke like this mix of I think it was like Turkish and Bulgarian, something like that. So technically, I'm supposed to know like five languages. Well, I suck at all of them besides English. So I don't really know Romanian or Ukrainian is similar to Russian, but whatever. Turkish I actually know a bit of. I can definitely learn that. Just because it's very similar to what my mom spoke. So it's pretty interesting actually. I'm sure I can pick it up quite easily. There's a lot of similarities, although I don't like speak what she speaks well anymore either. But yeah. Besides Russian, not really. Yeah. You know, I like my mom and they all spoke Russian and the other language at home. We spoke English. Definitely like I think caused some difficulties, but yeah, I didn't really speak it. I was never pushed to speak it. At school, spin. Yeah, it isn't too bad, Bill. There's like certain words that I do struggle with sometimes, but I put the effort to, you know, research and try to understand similarities because like you see in English certain words all start with something, right? And like I didn't focus on that much, but I definitely do that more now because I want to be able to like I want here's the thing about any language. The more words like keywords almost you have to describe a certain something, the better you're going to learn and understand. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a certain thought, but there isn't a word to fit that thought, that usually hurts your chances of connecting it to other things. So, for me, I think that language is super important in that regard, where you're able to basically take that whole thought, which is multiple words, and assign it to one word, one meaning. Like, basically, like, you know, that's the suitcase, and your thoughts or whatever is in the suitcase. So like it puts it all in one place. So I really like that. And so I do try to like make sure that I work on my terminology for that reason. Yeah, me too, Calvin. Me too. They do. Well, yes, yes, they do. I mean, they grew up in the Soviet Union, so yeah. We did have a word of the day. Yeah. Yeah. Endgame time, you guys. Spin writes Russian by himself, Axis. What kind of words? Oh, Bill wasn't around for that. It was popular, kind of. Okay, so we're gonna go through Endgame. Pretty excited. Like, I. Spin is Google Translate, so he knows all languages. Oh, but your grammar? Yeah. You know what? I think grammar has become a little bit more difficult with technology just because you don't have to write it out so much, and a lot of times there's autocorrect. You know, like, and this goes way back when I was in university, we had to handwrite essays. And I remember sometimes I would not be confident in the way like a word was spelled because I think a big part of it was I would subconsciously do it when I was typing. And if there was like one little, you know, like difference, it would be confusing. Like achieve, deceive, receive. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, with one of them, the I comes first, the other, the E comes first. And so sometimes you'll doubt yourself, like in cases like that. So yeah, I do think with tech, just in general, like grammar has suffered quite a bit because a lot of it's done for us. Hmm. I do use grammar rules, yeah. I mean, I definitely, you kind of have to in order to, especially if you like do a lot of script writing or just writing in general, not just like casual conversations like texting, but writing, you do need to be quite on top of that. Hello, Clifford. How's it going? Dude, I had no idea Clifford like goes back to like the 70s. Okay, end game time. Let's do it, you guys. Let's go to the end game. Hi, Chess Diary. How you been? Oh, English is your third? Super cool that you know three languages. And it's your third. You seem to speak it well. Hi, Lego. What's up? Okay. I like chess. Until I don't. But most of the time I like chess. I'm gonna change the song. What am I gonna put on? What do you think? I kind of want to put on some glass animals, actually. And then I'll start a radio because I like this song. I'm doing pretty well. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've been having fun with chess recently, and I'm very happy about that because I felt like for a minute I was getting so annoyed with it, but it's gotten better. Just got okay. Let's go through past pawn tricks real quick. And then do they have structures on here? Or do we still have to study that? If we do, we'll go through some of that tonight as well. Or today. You're all going crazy. Blue. So wait, I think it's this. That, 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 and then that. Let me change it for you guys because I totally forgot to do that. There you go. And then we use that, and then they're forced to move to a7. Therefore, we can promote. Oh, damn it. I forgot I can't click that. Okay, and this one wasn't bad at all. You do that. And then, hey, Champagne, good to see you. Hey, happy 25 months. How are you? Oh, I think we want to actually play this. And then force them here. Don't know why I kind of forgot this, but it definitely has to do with this because we don't want to take like that. I think that the problem with taking like this is that they have opposition on us, and then we can do this. Sorry, if we do take this and they play that, and then we play something like that, they go here. And then we go here, that's draw. So we actually have to play a6 here and then gain opposition. And only then do we essentially promote this, but obviously we have to be careful. So we have to let them, give them space across here so we don't draw the game. Oh, I keep clicking that move by accident. Okay. Well, I was gonna play some at the Marshall Chess Club. Can you see it now? Am I seeing messages from Twitch or am I missing them? Why am I... Da, da, da. Busy life? Well, I think busy life is often good, right? Unless you're burning out, then it's not so good. You know what I mean? Back there when you're done. I mean, I just want to say this. And then these ones are always a little pain in the ass just because of the fact that, like, truthfully, I feel as if something like this could work too. Because they have to go here. You know what I mean? So, but then I think just one move and then they can't promote at all. Like, but then they can technically move that piece out of the way. But then if they do, well, if they go here, for example, we can go here and just cut them off. Truthfully. Like, these are always interesting because, oh. Okay. Why does this, like, it wouldn't have made it, oh, it's because it doesn't let them cross. So then you win the pawn, right? That's the idea here. If you go to h2, yeah, you're not letting them cross. But then they could still technically go to, See, like, what if, you know, we went to h2 and then they go to king d3? What are we doing then? Well, I can have my hair. I want to have my hair. Okay. Hmm. So we're thinking D3. Sorry, jokes. Oh, okay, so D3. Say they do play D3, then I do believe that we have Queen H6. I don't know what the benefit of that. You know what? There is a benefit because that means that we can bring our. We can certainly bring our king here to win it. So I think that's kind of the idea. If we can keep it under control, we can just bring it. Yeah, so you would just move the king. It is cold. It's also, it's like 17, 18. Okay. All right, we've been through this one before. Let's just look at his position. And I think that note, probably going over notation is very important because you need to create some sort of visual in your head here too. And with chess, you know, with visualization, I think notations are the best way to visualize the board. I actually don't know any other way, but so pawns on a3, we're stopping with the knight on a2. We have a king on g6 and their king on h8, and then pawn on h6. So we know that they can't move anything besides their king at the moment, and we know that when if this was a game without the pawn and the knight, this position would actually be drawn. We know that much because once they get the corner, and with the, you know, the, what are they called again? The flank pawns? It's not, is it the, what are the pawns that called? The H pawn and the A pawn? What are they called again? Point is, we know that if the way that stopped them from being promoted is just put your king on the edge, then they can't promote it. It's been a while since I studied over the board. In fact, over the board stresses me out because I don't do it too often. Rook pawns. Thank you, rook pawns. Outside pawns, thanks. Okay. Flank is the ones by the center pawns, right? That's flank. And then rook pawns are the edge pawns. Yeah, okay. And I think that the reason we went to knight b4 versus knight c4 was it had something to do with the order. Like, I wish I can like put this both in there because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. No, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, this one's faster actually. 1. So, oh, sorry, I got too into that. So we play this to push them back. And then, oh, it basically they get stuck because if they don't stay, if they leave, we promote. So then we go here because we need to jump on here like that. Oh, well, I mean, we could do this, that, and that. I don't think it matters here, right? They both list the same thing. So we're basically one move ahead here. That's why we can get away with this. Otherwise, I think we'd be kind of screwed. Okay, this one was good. I like this one. So, like, it's really, really freaking smart. When you have a passed pawn, and this is a position, playing something along the lines of this, and we say it's pinned, like forcing something like this. Amazing, because then, you know, you basically get an extra move. Especially because pawn is on the 6th rank, so they can't stop it. This is cool. Could do this, yes. Oh crap, we went to domination by accident. Want to continue past pawn tricks. Just to practice. Okay, this one, there's a word for this. So... I definitely like... Actually, it's been a minute since I've done this one. This. Oh, we were white here. My bad. So we bring the other piece to cover. Correct. Let me think. Well, actually, this is smart. If we play this and they take, then we have that. So we can certainly play this and then just win the rook. Okay. Yeah. That's true, Leonard. That's true. It's been a while since I've literally called them by those names. It's so funny. Probably because I haven't been playing tournaments, so I haven't been using too much like notation. But like, although it's not really notation still, if why to play and when. Well, I like sorry. I accidentally pressed something. Let me just take that off. So annoying. I sorry. I literally just exited. It's still there. There you go. I hate when I accidentally press random things. It's this mouse. It's making me it's making me okay, I think I know this one's pretty simple actually. This, and then it blocks. And then we go here. And then here they push, then we go there, they push, we go there. And then it just kind of continues. This. Sorry to be this. Because we want to, you know, also I think stop their king from coming in. Although they wouldn't be able to, so it wouldn't matter. We would like reach all the way up. I don't know if it'd make a difference in the regard. Actually, it might? Okay. This one's pretty cool actually, from what I remember. Let me just remember it better. It's a sin. I mean, can't we quite literally just push this? There was like a weird move that happened here. This one was kind of hard. Higher card. I'm reviewing these puzzles in order to like make sure I understand the ideas. So we have a few checks. We can take a look at this first. Yeah, the problem here is that they were able to... Truthfully, I kind of like something like this. Take that. Well, it defends pretty decently, but maybe there's a way for them to like win it that I'm missing. Oh, they can check and then play this, so the the heck was the move here? Yeah. This. This. Just, I remember this one. It was something. I don't remember. I'm gonna try to look at it and figure it out. I hate this puzzle though, but I know it's like, it, hmm, hmm. We check. They take this. They can't take because then this, that, that. We check. They go here. Then we go there. Say they do take that. What's the point of that? So then we have this. Then that. Oh, I think that this works better. I think. B3. Say it is that. They can't easily stop it. Wait, but they can still play that. No? We could block like this. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, lag. I need to grab the other mouse. Ugh. Stupid vertical mouse. Let me look at this one first. Just to try to understand the idea. With B3. Well, you're defending this, but you're not defending that one. They could play this. In that case, they do play something like that. I believe that. You know what? Maybe just maybe if we play this and they go here. Play something like that. Take that. So maybe not that. This. They go here. And then that. No? Why does this seem a little crazy? Interesting. Freaking B7? Okay. Oh, because then they're kind of forced to... I don't understand though, because... Okay, let me just think this through for a second. This... Oh, right, there's a pin. Right, you walk them to a pin. That's the idea of this puzzle. Oh, no, you're not playing to draw, you're playing to win. You're just playing to pin. And that's the idea behind this. But you just have to, like, be able to see the fact that there's going to be a pin when you promote. How is them? Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to see. It's pretty difficult. That's why we're practicing this, because like if you see it in this position, you'll be able to more easily recognize this pattern in other positions as well. Okay. I remember this one was interesting too. We had something along the lines of this. And then if they play that, we play this, correct? And then I believe that there was a fork right there. No, I think I'm no, I think this is pretty correct. They have to defend this. If they don't, and like they can technically well, yeah, they have to go here. There's some other squares for them to go to. So I do think that we push this first and then we play that. And then yes, we have the fork right here. I was actually messing up where we have the fork. Oh crap, I clicked. We're in domination now. I don't want to go through domination. I want to go through a bit more of this. We'll go through domination tomorrow. Oh, this was the really good puzzle that we kept getting trapped at, with the whole purpose in a position like this. In order to skewer, not skewer technically, but bait their queen. In order to get skewered by the pass pawn that is currently pinned. So I do remember this one briefly. So let's go through it. I don't know if it actually makes that much of a difference if it's something along the lines of this, you know, versus that. But I do think that maybe, just maybe it might, because we want to keep them from, we want to be able to fork them, you know what I mean? So actually we want to get closer here. So I think this, and then that would be better here. You know, or actually something like that, because they can't easily go here. Well, actually they can technically go there. Let me think. But I think that it's better if we get closer, you know, in case we go back. So we're slowly like checking until we're able to, you know, get the pieces skewered like this. Domination is where you dominate a piece. I'll let you guys know the definition. We'll go through it in a second. Like where, I don't know how to explain it that well. The theme of domination was the most frequently seen in endgame studies, as the concept of pieces dominating other pieces, especially ones of greater worth, typically brings both practical and aesthetical value. Domination is to trap your opponent's pieces, effectively leaving them without any safe squares to move to. There you go. That's honestly very much a good definition. So, yeah, the purpose, domination is to trap your opponent's pieces, leaving them without any safe squares to go to. That's what it is. Okay. Okay, this one is good because this one, the purpose is to gain 2 extra moves by forcing their king forcing their king in front of their pawn, which forces them to take the knight. You get 1 extra move, forces them to move out of the way too. And so it gives us an extra move to basically catch up and actually gain an advantage in promoting our pawn first. So instead of every other move, I think would just be 1, or most of them that I think we went over. And then so now we take control here and we win it. Zugzwang, damn it. Okay, Zugzwang is good to practice too, actually. If I remember this one correctly, you know, the idea is that you are gonna promote your pawn. That's your overall goal. That's usually always the goal in endgame. You know, unless you essentially are ahead. You know, like you have a queen, they don't, you know, then the goal is to mate. But yeah, like, you know, in a lot of endgame, especially one where you have like you're equal, you know, you're trying to promote your pawn, right? Or take advantage of a very weak pawn or something like that, win that, and then promote. But overall, the goal is always to more or less promote or to dominate their pieces. Or, you know, we can use dominate, or, you know, to win their pieces. It doesn't need to be through domination. So the idea here with taking rook h8 is that they have to take back, and then they don't have any other squares to go to because with the king going to f7, their king is stuck, so their knight has to move, and so their knight has to move to a bad square, and that wins us the game because we already have control of g8, and that is what we're going to need in order to promote this pawn if their knight goes to g5. And if their knight goes to f6, we just take it, and then they go here. And then we are able to promote this pawn through opposition. So if their king is on g8, correct, we want to gain opposition in this case, and you know, we might play something like king g6, you know, and then we can push. And then trying to like visualize it all in my head is a little difficult. Oh, I have no idea, record. This is one of Koisa's courses. Yeah. Koisa and I were gonna do a tutoring session soon. He was gonna help me with openings further. People say I look like every person on like in existence apparently. Pokimane, Bota's sister, one of them. What have I gotten? Genghis Khan, you know what I'm talking about? Like, come on. Come on. Okay. Dina? Was that her name? Sorry, I'm not the best with names sometimes. Oh, this one was really good too. So we want to pin, and we want to force them to a bad square. When we pin, and then, you know, we pin, they have to move out of the way. And so we essentially want to take over this square in order to not allow them to connect to their bishop, like stay near it. And the best way to do that is to force them to make another move. And so, because like you see anywhere here, they would more or less lose their bishop. And now they're forced to make a bad move. Yeah. Yeah. Has she reached GM already? Yeah, I got an Irina crush, which I feel like is fair. I've actually met her in real life. I got her autograph, I believe. Yes, I did. I got it. I should show you guys the book sometime. I think it might be in the back here. Or is it over there? Actually, like I remember I was there was like 4 of them. It was like the women's not meeting, but like a little event going on, and one of the women, I forgot her name. I think she's done commentary before. And this is when I did commentary with Angelica for chess.com for like the tier 2 challenge. What is it? So I did do commentary before, by the way, guys. And I remember this woman was, because I was telling her about like some people's reactions. Some people weren't happy with the fact that I did a commentary because I'm not an expert. And I was talking about that, and then she was essentially agreeing with them. And that I thought was really interesting. I've been around. I did some events for chess for sure. Like, you know, it's not, chess isn't my life like a lot of these people's, but I do like it, and I'm a part of that community to an extent, so I have, and I was like taking it more seriously for a while as well. And so I've yeah, I've done some commentary. I did some commentary with what's his name? The Grandmaster. Sorry. Akobian. Yes, I remember Akobian. We did commentary together, and the idea is more or less to get both sides of chess. Like you have the expert side and then you have the non-expert side. And so that's kind of I think what we're trying to accomplish with essentially with commentary between the two, to like simplify it to where you can understand it as somebody who's not an expert. Yeah, interesting means disappointing. I thought that like she was, truthfully, I thought she was like way off. Like, what's the word? I thought that it was a thoughtless opinion. That is what I would say. That is what I would say about her opinion. Um, and I think that like that's kind of a bigger problem with the chess community, but it's kind of gatekeepy, you know, because chess overall, there's a lot of concepts and things to understand, and you can learn a lot from somebody who is not an expert because they know what questions to ask that non-experts would also understand. And so my experience with like commentary for chess has been both good and bad. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were doing. We're like, okay, like what would a non-expert do? And then a lot of the questions I asked was, you know, questions that would help somebody who's not an expert understand why this expert made that move specifically. So yeah, it was a little disappointing to know that so much of like the community doesn't agree with things like that. And you know what? Maybe it's because they didn't start as adults. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different world when you start playing chess as an adult versus somebody who isn't. And it's hard to understand the world of a child prodigy or the world of somebody who's been playing their whole lives and vice versa. So, like, yeah, it was disappointing. Definitely. And it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, that opinion specifically. They do appoint non-experts. That's why I thought it was weird that it was so frowned upon for chess. Chess is like a very, you know, logic-based, like pattern recognition type of game. And it would benefit greatly from having people who aren't experts too. I don't remember her name, and I'm not gonna say her name. That's not gonna, like, you know, there's no point. But I'm just more interested in sharing that opinion because I believe that it's one that is shared amongst many people in the chess community. And I believe that sometimes it can come off very gatekeepish as somebody who isn't an expert in the game, as somebody who started later in life. I don't know about that actually, Spin. Pog champions that cheat. Are they really? I didn't know that. Yeah. Like I'm not here to bash somebody, you know, it's been a while too, but I didn't like that. Like that definitely threw me off, and I think that if you're gonna like share opinions that are more gatekeepy, you better like be able to back them up very well. Okay, this one's very easy. How does she do guitar? So this is easy. This is like about just forcing them into a bad move so we can, you know, dominate their pawns. I like using that word, although, you know, maybe not the best. Hi, Chowdy. How you doing? Okay, which one's next? Nice. So this one is a little funny because it's like almost whatchamacallit. Okay, I think I get this one. If we go bishop c8, they go bishop a7, we take, they take, and then we have one extra move in order to play d3, and so then they don't have, they're out of moves. So then they have to take the pawn, and when they take the pawn, we play c7 here. 1550. Oh, okay. One or two. Well, that's not too bad, right? Oh, sorry, we played this and then they're forced to move. We actually don't even need to give up the pawn. Wait, that's what I meant to play. Sorry, I didn't mean to play the other one, right? Yeah, sorry. I played the right thing in my head and then I messed it up. That's my bad. I mean, is there not but one move to play here? You know what I mean? Like, actually. It's literally just like one move and then we're done. Oh, this one's very good, from what I remember. Like, it had to do with... Okay. Okay, yeah, this is like forcing them to another bad square by forcing their queen to move. Because if you look at it, their queen isn't safe from... If they move out of the way, they're like not really safe anywhere else. You know, they move here, they're not safe. They move here, they lose. They move here, we play that. So we actually want to just play a3 here, I believe, and then expose, check. I'm playing them on Chessable. Okay, let's move on to some rapid. Yeah, it is annoying. I feel like YouTube should do better with that. With the at thing, you know what I mean? Okay, yes, let's get her ready. I'm excited for that Judith Polgar movie. I think that's gonna be really cool. When is that coming out again? Wasn't it like February? I'm gonna keep an eye out for it. Hi, Yavu. Yeah, I don't know why like they don't make it so you can reply. I think it did help me improve for sure, especially when I worked alongside experts to just understand a lot of the concepts better in the game. But obviously a lot of chess is applying practice, so that only helps you so much, you know what I mean? Um so yes and no maybe is the better answer. Less informed on what? Arena, it's like a tournament where anybody can join, and then you just get teamed up against anybody who joins. Hi, Felicimo, how you doing today? Uh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, I don't think it has to do with being informed, personally. Being informed of something isn't the same thing as understanding something. Oh, weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Twitch. Yeah, I'm really excited about that movie. Sometimes I do. Chess vibes. Have I ever did a collab with Chess vibes? I don't think I did. Let me look it up when the movie's gonna come out. Documentary. February 6th, 2026. So next month. Very soon. What? That's like 2 weeks? Alrighty. Well, it says February 6th, but I don't know. I don't know. That's what it just says, like Googling right away. I didn't confirm that further. Yeah, there are much fewer players playing this time format. Why don't we do this? Feeling a little brain dead. I hope that doesn't continue too much. That, this. It feels a little slow though. Let me think here. We'll play this. And then I don't mind this. That. We'll take. 2 castle. Get that out of the way. Okay. I'm not gonna like deal with all the pins, you know what I mean? This time. Hey, thank you so much, Spin. Thank you, thank you. It's very nice of you. Let's see. Okay. I mean, I think I'm more or less okay with that. But let's see. I almost want to say this, but I don't know how interested I am in that actually. Let's see. Because they could play that. What if we play this? And then that. Then let me think. This, that, that. I have time, so I can certainly think. Let's do this. They're very, what's the word? No, if we exchange pieces like that, let's think. Do that. Okay. Because I see something like this may be coming. Let's see. Perhaps this. But how about let's not rush? Because I am a little hesitant to play something like that. You know what? Maybe it's not the worst. Hmm. Hmm. This. Okay, we'll do this. Let me think. We'll do this. Oh, that scared me for some reason. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hmm. Let me think. Hmm. I want to say this. Hmm. What if we push? If we play this, we can play that too. We could play that, but I'm not really interested in that. We could also play something like this. And then what are they gonna play? This? What's better? Let me think. Let me think. Let's play this. We could stop like this. You know what I mean? Just literally stop him from moving anything. That feels a little passive. How about, what if we play that until we're ready to... We'll play this for now. Why not? The thing is, I don't want to open this file because I think that that could be very risky. But I think this like leaves us, because their pawn's a little bit more advanced, this leaves us space to continue developing without potentially weakening our king side too much. I don't know if it's the best move, but yeah, let's see. Well, we can look at it after because I'm not too sure. Oh, I don't know about chess bots much. Hmm. Okay. I see. I think I may know what they're trying to go for, but it could be this. Let's see. Let's see. I will say I'm very happy about the fact that let's push. In that case, let's continue here. We can play that. We could also play this. Play this. Oh, I actually don't know much about opposite wing side principles besides whoever pushes first wins, so maybe that's something worth looking into. I don't play opposite side too much. In fact, like, it didn't even cross my mind I was gonna opposite side castle there. Like, not because I didn't think he would do it, because I didn't think about it, period. Let's go. We'll do this. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, very interesting. We could play this. Definitely an interesting game for sure. Okay, let's think. This, that, that, this. We have 8 minutes somehow, so I can't. I have to figure it out. Yeah, I know how to play. I don't. No advice, please, and thank you. I want to say this, but definitely not that. This is interesting. Okay. Let's see. To take. I was gonna use it to check, but they still don't technically have to take. Interesting. Hmm. I want to play this, but truthfully, I don't know. Like, I still don't really want to open that up for them. Let's do it. We need left. Really do. Wouldn't be the worst either. Honestly, I see another move I could have possibly played, but it's late now, so whatever. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm. I have ideas. I have ideas. I'm just trying to calculate them in my head at the moment. See, I think that this would have been better after Rookie 3. This game's serious. Da 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 da. You'd resign? But these are fun, like the complicated games, no? You ask me. I mean, I see a few different ways here, if you think about it. Like, I feel like this is a very good position for us, personally. It's around in my imagination. The panic attacks during chess are the best parts. You guys are wild. It's crazy. The song I think is called Imagination by Foster the People. Well, our queen has, but our queen actually made a lot of this position possible. Like, this is absolutely a better position for white right now. You know, even if we end up exchanging 2 rooks for the queen, again, like, at this rating, the queen is a much better tool than the 2 rooks. 2 rooks is very expert level. Mm-hmm. Well, what's your rating, Jojo? Because 2 rooks is usually pretty difficult. Black also has 4 disconnected pawns, by the way. It's pretty complex. Hmm. Oh, that's very interesting. They wanted to defend this because they didn't want this played, I think. Okay, I personally think that making the trade is the way to go for many reasons, really. So let's make it. And then we'll play this. And then I'm going to show you guys why it's so hard to play with the rooks versus the queen right now. Because some of you think that it's the same. It's hard at this level. Thank you. What advantage did I give away exactly? that like I you know, I mean, hey, thank you, Bill. Thank you, thank you. See, that happened faster than I expected it to, even though I expected it to happen. Da da da. Let's see. No, it didn't only work thanks to that fork. That position was essentially a huge disadvantage for black regardless of the fork or not. Look look at how open their king is and how many isolated pawns they have. That's a lot of isolated pawns. If they're connected, this might be a different story, but like that's very hard to defend. Very, very difficult to defend. This if this pawn didn't fall right away, this pawn would fall right away, no matter where they went. So absolutely not. It has nothing to do with the fork. That helped basically move the game forward quickly, but that's not why we won. You know? It's not why we won. Like, we can look at the position. Yeah, this was completely winning, you know? Regardless, like, this is still completely winning. Like it has been for a minute. Even with this 1.6 advantage. And this was 4.4 for white. Because of the isolated pawns. The F pawn, you're right, isn't isolated. You're absolutely right about these are 3 isolated pawns. You're right, this connects here, so I was wrong about that, or wrong to say that, but that doesn't change the fact there's still 3 isolated pawns. To think that that's an advantageous position at all or equal for black is completely missing the like the detrimental weakness of isolated pawns in the end game with a queen, especially because you don't need to coordinate rooks to win an isolated pawn. With, I mean, yeah, with a queen, you don't need to coordinate anything. With rooks, you do have to coordinate them. So that's why it's just so terrible. I don't play Blitz. I don't have a pawn island. I have 2 isolated pawns, yes, versus 3. Versus the rooks versus the queen. That's not the same thing. Yeah, my structure was better and it's easier to win pawns with a queen piece that moves like a bishop and like a rook versus 2 rooks. I have to continuously hold each other's hand unless you're advanced enough to be able to play well with 2 rooks, which some people are, so of course maybe that doesn't always apply, but I don't believe that many people at this rating are able to do something like that. Let me, might have to get going soon. Let's see. Okay, sorry, one sec. Okay. Okay. I'm sure I missed a lot of moves. I'm not an expert. There's gonna be a lot of things I miss just in general, you know, but I played the best that I can. Yeah, I saw Queen f6. But I decided to go with simplifying. And I believe that I could win against the 2 rooks. That's why I did it. because I believe that this was a advantageous position for me if I exchanged, which it was. Okay. Yeah, it always is. One sec. Okay. Yeah, you're right that Queen F6 probably is, but I didn't want to spend the time gambling the possibility of it. You know what I mean? Like, I did see this move, but my visualization isn't the best to the point where I could essentially confidently be like, yeah, this is completely winning. You know what I mean? So I rather play what I could see for certain than what I might be missing, even if objectively Queen F6 was the better move. In this position, I didn't feel like I had to do that. That is all. Like, I played Rook B3 because I saw an advantage that way that was more simple, less complicated than Queen F6. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing with chess. Sometimes you don't go for the best move in terms of like a more complex move, even if it's the best move, when you feel as if you'll win regardless. And obviously, if you knew 100% that that was the best move, it'd be a different story, but I didn't know that here. Yeah, well, that's chess. Somebody's mistake makes everything possible. That's quite literally what the game is. That's how one person wins over somebody else. You know what I mean? Like when I lose a game, my mistake made it possible for them to win the game. Let me see the position earlier because I didn't like it either too much. Actually, I don't think I played the opening well. I think I played a lot of like there was a lot of inaccuracies. One sec. Okay, this was wrong. So this is a book move. Here I'm gonna try to think what you play. Oh, knight d2. I didn't think that blocking the bishop would be the way, although I did see knight d2. Is that considered a book move in this position? Or is this the best move? Oh, it's best. It's not a book move. So, all of these were book moves, though. So, like, it seems to leave theory after this, and knight d2 and queen e2, which I did also look at as well. To be honest, I feel like I'd play queen e2 rather than knight d2 here. I see, okay. Hi, Ops. Good to have you. Welcome. I have to get going soon, but I will be streaming most likely tomorrow as well. So we'll have more rapid games, and we'll try to play at least 2-3 rapid games, but I think that it's just better. It is true that's better to calculate them. So this came out of what Owen's defense. I actually don't play this against this very often, so I had no idea, but so it starts off with e4 and then fianchetto. So b6 and then fianchetto, knight f3. So I wonder if okay, so d4 is actually a little better or the most advantageous move here. So you have this and then so something like that. Interesting. And then you could play e6 and get ready for that. And then okay, how about this? Then what? Oh, you do take. Okay, but like it's good to know that here it would actually just be, yeah, queen e2. That's it. The knight move is fine, but I realistically don't feel like I would block my bishop like that. It's not really my way of playing, but maybe I need to like go through it further. No, these streams have been very well, they're like 1 hour difference usually. I will usually start around 4 p.m. every single day. The last 2 days missed charting at 3, but yeah, usually it's 4 unless the weekend. Weekend is like, you know. But usually like I start at the end of the workday. Can push the D pawn. I see. Because obviously they're going to win the e4 pawn or maybe break the structure on the king side. Yeah. Okay, so okay. I think I got it. At least this far. After that, it's like not that. Okay, so this is still book move. Weird enough. So why? Okay, so queen e2 is the book move here. Okay, and then we can push up or we can take and open the position. So if we take like that, they take like this, just let me think this through. They take, we take, because if we castle, say that we do actually castle here. Takes, takes. Interesting. Queen e5. Oh, so basically, you're creating a lot of possible weak positions here. Because say that you play this, you lose that pawn. You play that, then you can't castle this direction, so you have to prep to castle the other direction. But, well, they will castle the other direction, but then they have to play this. Oh, okay, okay, they still have to get that out of the way. See, I don't really like something like this, though. You know, like we go here. Takes, takes, takes. Know what I mean? Oh, but we can get out of the way on time. Say that they do play this. Ah. We just play f3 or g3. I don't like g3 too much, but f3 is not too bad considering. You play this position many times? Oh, really? Any takeaways? Anything we should know? Okay. Yeah, I'll play arena with viewers. Interesting. I don't mind this too much, actually. It's kind of interesting, though. Like, I said interesting already, but it is interesting. Like it. Honestly, I don't mind that either. Just, we have two pieces defending, and maybe it's not the worst. You know? The A5 is such a strange move. It's such an expert move, truthfully. Like, this is not something that you would... We play this, then they have to move out of the way. But, like, I like this position a lot because then we just have bishop check. You know? And then they have to move out of the way. They can't play this. Is that a mainline defense? Da, da, da. Okay. Possibly even... Not bad, not bad. Something like that. Wait, wouldn't that, if they played this, wouldn't that get their knight stuck? No, they have this. Oh, and then we're literally fighting for their knight with a move like this. You know what I mean? They're gonna run out of squares to go to. How do they even defend here? I guess they don't easily defend here. Huh. Wow, these are quite the moves. Okay. I mean, at this point, it's not that helpful. I'm just, you know, just wanted to see a bit more about how the overall position looks here. Okay, let's end the night like we always do with some bullet. Just a few minutes of bullet, then I should get going, but I'll be back tomorrow. Oh crap, sorry, I hear stuff. Why did I let them play that, first of all? Let's play that. And then that. It's a little aggro, but let's see. This. That. This. That. This. That. We win that. This. Do. Alrighty. And then I want to say that. This. That. That. This. That. That. Okay. There you go. That was pretty cool. I don't know. They're all bad, you know what I mean? Might as well play for fun. Ah, I can't play with this mouse. Oh, I like this song. Cares about you. Where you are. I'm all yours. Teasing me. I see what they're trying to do. See that. Oh wait, that just defends. Okay. Okay. Oh, I have to pin? Okay, whatever. We'll just have to win on the clock somehow. Oh wait, it's my turn? Wait, I thought I moved. Oh. Let's just try to win on the clock, yeah? Oh. Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Just have to keep going fast. What do they just play? Taste the moon. It's a good song. This. That. Oh, not good, not good. Just realized, very bad. Oh, this is completely lost. Whoops. Oh my gosh, I just saw that. Aww. Not good. I lost it again. Oh, thank gosh. Not good, not good at all. Oh, I went on time. Yeah, my bad. That was not good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Quite the lag. We'll play this first, and then we'll play that. We'll do this. And then we'll play that. This. We'll play this. That. This. And then I like maybe this. That. Complicated. I like the Scotch Gambit, it's fun. Queen's Gambit's also really good. I haven't played it in a long time, but you know what? I was thinking of going back to it. I feel as if it would be a little fun. Right? Da, 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 da. I'm gone. Do this. And then that. And then this. 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 A little scary. This. We can play that now. We can play that next. Actually, it wouldn't have hurt to play this and then that. Honestly. Let's see. Let's do that. This. Kind of almost just want to play this and then that. It's scary. Okay. Not the worst, not the worst. A little bit creepy, but let's see. Oh, I lost. My bad. The game scared me. Okay, one last game. Let's just end on a win and then I go. Trying to pre-move here. You know? Oh wow, of all the moves, that one. Okay, well, I personally kind of like this move. And then that move. And then that move. And then I like... I like this move. Oh no. Oh boy. Now I'm a little scared. Well, now it's just lost. There you go. Alright, good game. You've been just... Yeah, Scotch Game is really good. What's like the traps it has, at least. Alright. Thank you, Bishop. I get going now. GG's, guys. Fun. Oh, you as well, Jonathan. Thank you. Okay, guys. Take care, everyone. I go now. And we try again tomorrow. Alright. Okay. Bye, guys. Take care, everybody. I'll let you guys know when the new video is posted.